December 16, 2024. This is the S&P 500 E-Futures Mini on the 2000 tick chart using NinjaTrader 8. This is what the chart looked like today. It's kind of this rally, consolidation, this weird dip bounce, another consolidation, kind of a small little move up, consolidation, then a sell-off. Overall, the price action was very slow today. It's kind of how I drew up the charts. I was looking for a measured move, which it made, and then it kind of topped out and came back down. Total trading range was about 41. Well, this is the pre-market open. So actually it's right here for regular trading hours. It's only about, I would say about 28, 27 points. And even then, there weren't very many candles printed. The volume was actually remarkably high. If you look at this is on Thinkorswim. This is the ESZ24. Those are expiring this Friday. This is the December contracts, which everybody is slowly migrating over to the H25 contracts, which is the one for the next year. And you can see from last week, the volume was majority here all last week, and now it's flipping. So tomorrow you're going to see even more of a drop off on this contract and then more pickup here. And finally on Friday, you're going to see well, next Monday, you're going to see this one is expired. Everything will be back to here. And hopefully the price action will get a little bit better because up until then, it's been very, very slow. This is how I drew the charts. And I only found maybe 3 setups, and I took one, and it wasn't even the best setup. So this review won't take very long. There was a good amount of volume, but as I said, it's just so much cost and so much migration from one contract to the other that it didn't provide very many setups. Also, this week on Wednesday, the FOMC rate decision is coming out. So tomorrow is the day before. I anticipate that it's going to be another very slow day. So I'm going to have to be very careful not to jump onto any trades because I can often get, well, my mind starts to wander and I start feeling, well, I guess I get fooled into taking trades that aren't very good and setups that are very poor. So I know that has a habit. I have a habit of doing that, so I got to be careful. So I'm going to get into the charts. I don't even know if I have to really zoom in, but here's a pre-market, kind of gapped. There's this rally, doesn't really do that much, and then on the open, creates a new high. It's a first entry long pullback, second entry long. This second entry long, this is a small risk. It's only like 5 ticks. There could be argued that there's a triple test here. I was debating it, but I couldn't really justify and convince myself that this is a worthwhile trade because EMA here, it's flattening out. Yes, you have a break of this yellow up channel. It's one attempt up. This could be the second attempt up. It's a small risk. I just wish it was a green signal bar or at least it closed above the EMA. But as you can see, it did next candle flush up, but you don't really know that at the time. So I don't even consider it an almost trade. It's just something I saw, just leave it alone. I wasn't sure. It's still early in the day. There's only 8 minutes after the open. Then it creates a new high again. First entry long, pullback, second entry long. The same problem with this candle as this candle. It's just a doji. This one isn't, but it's an inside bar to this, and this signal bar is an inside bar to this. The follow-up candle, if you're waiting to see if there's an entry, so you see this, you think, okay, maybe there's going to be a bounce off this bottom of the trading range, but then you don't really quite get a clean bounce because it's just an inside bar and it's doji. So you wait for the second candle. It ticks up and it closes again doji. So this is just a tug of war. You don't know that it's going to flush back up. It could easily be a breakout. So I just waited, watched this open and go. But that's okay. I wasn't really that enticed by this setup. Break of the green up channel, test the new high, comes back, pushes up. Looks like it's 2 legs here. This could be a failed breakout. First entry long. And then you don't really get a second entry long till way down here. And there is a second entry long. It's an overshoot of this green down channel, but taking a trade right here feels like it's picking the bottom. And I just don't feel that comfortable. I was looking for a higher low. And again, it just reverses right back up. By the time you get a higher low, it's already on the other side of the trading range. So there's no setup here. Then prices continue moving. It's a new high. It's a first entry long. Here, it creates a second entry long. I was watching this in real time. I saw this 1 leg down, potential second leg down. First entry long, pullback, second entry long, potential bounce off the EMA. Now, it's a break of this yellow up channel. It makes 1 attempt up. This could be the start of the second attempt up after 2 legs down, but it didn't really quite make a clean triple test. I mean, you could say maybe it's like floating up here somewhere, and you could argue for a triple test, but I saw it more as a double test. So I wasn't that eager to jump on it. I wanted to wait for a higher low, but I also knew if I got a higher low, it might be close to the top of the range. So nevertheless, I just kind of waited. Then it just gets choppy, so I'm glad I stayed out of it. Pushes up. Now it looks like it's respecting this trading range. And at the time, I thought it could actually be higher here. So it bounces, creates a first entry long pullback, and here it pushes. So actually, after this point, I drew it down to here, and I saw it's like a multiple test off the bottom of the range. So I saw one leg down, pullback, second leg down. I saw a multiple test, potential fail breakout, moving back into range. So I like this trade. I wish the signal bar was a little bit cleaner, but after sitting through this, I felt like there's probably going to be a slow day. Another reason I saw it was a slow day is like these candles are pretty healthy. Like if you look at the volume on each of these candles, like 3,000, 2,000, high 3,000, these are 2,000 tick charts. So each candle is 2,000 trades, not 2,000 contracts. And then in the candle itself, I mean, it could be a million contracts sold and bought or traded on this one candle, and it could still be a 2,000 tick candle because it just means that maybe there's these big orders. And up until this time, I was watching the volume, kind of progress, and I keep track of the volume every day. And at this time of day, I already noticed the volume was pretty high, or around 8:30. So I knew there was a lot of trades happening, but it didn't translate to big candles. But I saw like this small price action. Maybe there's enough for a quick scalp. So I actually watched it. There you go. I entered at the high of this candle, comes back down. My stop's below here. I just sit through this, and this is taking quite a bit of time, longer than I like. And finally it pushes up and gets my scalp. When this is happening, I boxed this. When it came and hit this top, made a double bottom, I was getting nervous. I was thinking maybe this is just going to move sideways. It might be a better play to get out break even. Then this candle formed, and I said, okay, still the same top, still the same bottom. I'm going to stick it out because I do like how this reacted. Then it pushes up. I wasn't going to go for a runner because it just felt like there's not much happening. The runner isn't really going to work. Just take the whole position off, and that's what I did. And I was lucky because if I stayed in, one of these candles likely would have stopped me out. So that's my one and only trade for the day. And seeing that and seeing the price action previously and how much volume there was, I just decided it's kind of a sluggy day. Better just sit on my hands and be happy for the one trade that I did get. So I'm just sitting and watching. It's a new low. It's a first entry short, second entry short. Not a really good second entry short setup. You might be thinking short, and then you see this candle, the follow through, the trigger bar isn't that great. You would have gotten stopped out if you decided to go short. Then it comes back down, respects the low of this potential trading range. Nothing really that, attractive to take a trade on. It starts moving up on what I think is this yellow up channel. No clean second entries, no real second entries, mostly just first entries. You do have a second entry long here. It's a new high, first entry long, pullback, second entry long. This is just kind of like break of this yellow up channel, but this yellow up channel doesn't even fit all that nicely. And I was playing with it, trying to get it to fit right to see if it would look, set up a trade, and there's overshoot here. This didn't look right here, so I put it back where I originally thought it was, which is closer to about right here. The tops matched pretty well. But it didn't, then it had these weird violations. So I saw this, I didn't think there was really anything worth taking. Then it starts moving down on this orange down channel. It's a new high. It's a first entry long pullback, second entry long pullback, third entry long. But that's also a new low here. First entry short, second entry short. It's starting to look like it might be reversing. It's two legs up, but I wasn't really sure because it's a break of this yellow up, orange up channel. It could come back down and test the lows. This isn't a very attractive candle to go along on. It's a first entry short, second entry short. Second entry short technically hasn't failed yet. It fails right here, but sitting here getting your order ready, I'm not ready to take a trade. Then I see this and it pushes up. I'm thinking the trade itself may have been already made, but it's just if this signal bar had been green, it'd give you more reasons to take the trade. EMA doesn't really help out now because it's just horizontal. and just kind of pushes up. And by this time, I'm looking for potentially a higher low right at the EMA. You could have a potential higher low situation here, but you're also pressing the high of day after price has already made a clear two-legged measured move. So going long into this isn't very enticing. And it just gets choppy and starts moving back down. So you have a new high, first entry long, you get a second entry long here, but there's no setup. And it just kind of flushes down on this orange down channel, and then it hits the last 10 minutes of the day, which is kind of weird. Not weird, but it's just the day wasn't that eventful. It was kind of a slow, sluggy day. And even the trade that I did take, it could have easily been skipped and it could have been a no trade day. I was just took the trade. I did have to sit through a little bit of noise. And to be honest, I was debating potentially just getting out break even, especially after these three candles had printed with the same highs and same lows. It wasn't very confidence inducing. Plus, the EMA isn't giving much blue, as well as it already broke out of the low of the range. So, yep, tomorrow might be more of the same, I think, because it'll be the day right before the FOMC meeting, as well as more contracts are shifting over. So I think there's just going to be a lot of choss, a lot of turn. So hopefully that was helpful.